Okay, so next up is triaging participant queries, essentially providing your participants support for a variety of needs, be it with your game or any sort of questions that they might have about the test itself. Um, Main sort of things you need to consider here are what channels do you have in place, so how you going to interact with your players. Do you have an email set up? Do you have any kind of chat mechanism? Do you have a Discord? Um, then think about what questions you might be asked. So, you know, what areas of the test might generate the most questions. This is where the end-to-end journey check comes in. It's great to sort of give you a pre-inkling as to, okay, there might be some kind of confusion around this, so I'm gonna maybe prepare something there. What you should look out for, like what sort of things should you really be aware of coming in, or how would you keep track of those things coming in? Do you keep any kind of living document of participant queries? It's entirely up to you what you choose to do there, and what can you learn. So, what can you take forward? What any questions that are queries that are asked, can you address them in the next iteration, or will you just need to be prepared for them in the next test run if you do another test run? Really, it's again that's entirely in your sort of shoes. Um, we do have top 5 tips for participant queries here. First one is channels, specifically to do with Discord during the events. Um, I would always recommend having dedicated tech support channels. They're invaluable. The fact that you can share your screen, the participant can share their screen, you can talk to them one on one, see exactly what you're doing. Um, super valuable for getting to the bottom of problems quickly. Discord offers a number of features like moving people to and from sort of rooms and that, which just makes it a lot easier to manage than a lot of things. Next, then, think ahead about the questions that you might be asked. Again, end-to-end checks and help with this. If you come across something that might cause a hiccup or some kind of blocker in the test, be prepared for it. Have an answer ready. The amount of times that I have had answers sort of to hand for tests that have been up and coming and then they've turned up, I've lost track of. So always try to be prepared in that way. Also think about how you might want to interact. We would recommend trying to stick with one channel as much as you can. If you give testers multiple options, they're going to use multiple options. We typically would try to stick to our support at GoTestify channels. We've got, whenever you go to the website, there's a little bubble in the bottom right that you can click on to message any one of our support team at any time, or you can just email us. They actually both come through the same service internally here, so we manage it all through the same process. But yeah, I would recommend that you try to sort of minimize the amount of channels being used purely from a efficiency and convenience point of view. Next up, then, so when you're interacting with your participants, learn from the experience. Take note of their comments. You'll never know when a small remark could lead to a discovery. Um, it's Participants will give you feedback. They'll give you natural feedback, but whenever they come to you with questions, sometimes there's that little extra part or comment where they make about a particular item that they maybe expected to operate a different way, or a menu, or anything really that they have a preconceived perception of, perhaps. You can gain gold from those, and I've seen a lot of developers that have taken sort of the feedback that participants have given them that we've provided to them. Like, as a sort of example, I would, whenever a participant has a question about something that's game related, um, whenever we haven't done an end-to-end check, and sometimes even when we have, I'll generally go to the developer themselves through an email that they all provided us on the platform and be like, "Hi guys, here's what I need. This is what the participant said," and a lot of the times I get a, "Oh, that's interesting. Thanks very much for that. Can you ask them a little bit more about that?" So yeah, keep an eye on those. And then the last tip I would suggest would be, if you have any issues with their app, or your participants have any issues with their app, redirect them to us. If there's something they're unsure about regarding their systems, send them to me and my support team. That's what we're here for. We don't expect you to know our systems inside out. We don't expect you to know our apps inside out. Same as way that I wouldn't know your games inside out. So please, as I said on the website, there's a little bubble in the bottom right that you can click to message one of us, or you can send an email to support@gotestify.com. And if the participant is on a PC recorder, they can click get support in the little menu and it'll link them directly to me. So